Hi, my name is Jody, also known as Calamity Jane, and welcome to our first edition of In the Studio with Calamity Jane. Joining me today is Amy McKee, and Amy has several different things going on that I'm very excited to share with you. So one of the things that you are doing right now is you're calling it results over reasons.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
So Results Over Reasons is my coaching and training business. And I do personal breakthroughs with people. I was about to say ladies, but with people in general. And it really helps them to really make some big changes in a short amount of time. So I like to use the example of if you're cleaning out your house, right? You take out all of the trash,
Right.
and the trash never comes back. That's kind of like the negative emotions that get built up over time, and you want to get rid of all those. And that negative self-talk, that's what I help people do. And then maybe you have a whole bunch of extra furniture that had a purpose at one point in time, but it doesn't serve a purpose anymore. So you put it on Craigslist and make a little money, sell it, right? So that's also very similar to what I do with people, and helping them letting go of their limiting beliefs and limiting decisions. Maybe there was a purpose for them at one point in time, but they don't really serve purpose now. And then, I don't know about you, but in my house, there's a whole list of things to do.
Always.
And you sit there and go, oh my gosh, how can I possibly do everything? And you can't. You have to prioritize. And so that really comes back to what is going to get you the biggest bang for your buck. And so whether it's in your career or in your relationships, or with your health, it's really what is most important, and let's make sure the priorities are aligned with ultimately what you want to achieve. So that's the coaching side. I also do a lot of communications training with people, and specifically with organizations, helping them to develop skills where they can actually communicate much more effectively. Because here's the thing. Miscommunications cause a huge amount of rework within businesses. It causes issues with employees. It causes conflicts. And so everybody could benefit from communicating more effectively. And that's what I teach people. So that's my Results Over Reasons business.
That's fantastic. So we were talking about results over reasons, and then that led into something different for you.
It did. So about 2.5 years ago, there was a situation that happened with one of the companies that I used to work for. About 20 directors are in one location, and 6 of them ended up in the hospital or going to the doctor for heart problems. Now, they range in ages from 40 to 60, and you sit there and go, it's not a coincidence, right? Like there's something going on there. And it really inspired me to create Business is Beautiful, which is, hey, I want to create something that's going to have a bigger impact than just individual coaching one-on-one, or if a company happens to hire us to come in and do some communications training. There are so many tools out there that can help people increase their passion and positive energy and well-being in the workplace, and that's what Business is Beautiful is all about.
How did you come to start in this field?
So my background is in process improvement. I've done process improvement for Fortune 100 companies for the majority of my career. And about 9 years ago, I got introduced to a process, what I call process improvement for the mind. And it absolutely changed my whole entire life. I like to tell the story. My longest lasting romantic relationship was about 8 months. And then I learned how I can reprogram my mind and improve my communications. And that, suddenly now I've been with my husband now for 9 years, and we have 2 fabulous little kids and that sort of thing. So it transformed my life. Relationships in my life just improved dramatically. I started to become much more successful in my career and in my work. And so it it made such a big impact in my life that I wanted to start sharing it with other people. So about 2.5 years ago, a little bit over 2.5 years ago, I had the opportunity to start working on my own instead of working for corporate America. And I just decided it was time. I've been wanting to do it for a really long time and have my own business. And so here we are 2.5 years later and just continuing to make a difference in people's lives. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. I love that. What one piece of advice would you give to a new entrepreneur just starting out?
So it really comes down to what's your passion? Like, what are you really, really passionate about? For me, I live and breathe process improvement, but it can make such a bigger difference doing the whole process improvement of the mind. I've helped people that were on the verge or had 30 years of suicidal tendencies, and it goes away. I've helped people that have had crazy food cravings because of really bad things that happen in their childhood, and they no longer have those issues. And I've helped people that are highly successful in very, very stressful jobs coming in saying, I don't know how I'm going to handle this stress anymore. I think this job's going to kill me. And it transforms for them literally within the second session of doing coaching and stuff. So it makes a huge difference. I love it. I love training people on the communication side. There are so many things that we're not taught in schools on how to communicate effectively with other people, and it can make a huge difference in your relationships when you start learning these very, very simple things. And so, a lot of my attendees in my classes have come back and they're like, oh my gosh, my relationship with my boss changed overnight because, as it turns out, he's very visual, and I was just talking to him and he needed to see the pictures. And so now that I understand that, I was drawing in pictures, and now he thinks I'm the best employee ever, right? Yay! That's what we all want. And, another lady was telling me about how she kept having these run-ins with a colleague, and it was just that he spoke really loud and she spoke really softly, and they weren't communicating. It's just simple things about rapport that people don't know about, and I love sharing them because it can make such a huge difference. So that's why Results Over Reasons, it's all about very simple tools that can make a really big impact. And again, it's stuff that we're not taught. So unless you're going through the school of hard knocks, or you happen to take a class similar to what I teach, or maybe your parents understood it or learned it along the way and were able to pass it down. Otherwise, we don't know. And there's simple tools that can make a huge difference.
You're literally changing people's lives.
Yes.
That's amazing. I
Yes.
love that. What one piece of advice would you give to a new entrepreneur just starting out?
Can I give two?
Sure.
So number one, you have to find your passion. It is what is going to motivate you to get up every single morning, and it's going to be what motivates you when you get rejected over and over again because somebody doesn't like what you're doing or has some tips for you on how to change it or whatever. Feeling really passionate about what you're doing is going to be your fuel. So that is key number one. And number two, and this is something that most entrepreneurs don't really understand as they're starting out, is you have to learn how to promote yourself and sell yourself. You don't have a business if you're not selling. And so many people go into their own business thinking, build it and they will come, and it doesn't work that way. So definitely you have to be able to sell yourself, and you have to be able to promote yourself. And if you need help with that, I know somebody who could help.
What is your favorite word?
Spelunking. That was easy, thank you.
What is your least favorite word?
Well,
It can be a curse word.
I don't like the word cunt. It's a horrible word.
What turns you on creatively, emotionally, or spiritually?
It really comes back to when I get the feedback about what a difference I've made in somebody's life. That's when I just get so excited. I'm in the process of rolling out a new program right now, and I'm bugging people through emails and basically weeding out, the people that don't want to hear from me from the people that do. And I keep getting surprised at some of the emails that come back, and they're like, I've been following you on LinkedIn, or I've been following you on Facebook, and I know you're making a difference, and I really want to work with you, and I'm considering taking your program. And these are people that have never liked any of my posts. I didn't even know that they were paying attention. And then they say something like, thanks for inspiring me. And I'm like, thanks. I didn't know you've been stalking me. That's so cool.
What turns you off?
That sounds really bad. The people who stalk me turn me on. I don't mean it that way, but Anyway, go ahead.
What turns you off?
I'm gonna be a little controversial here, because apparently there are some people that do not like the word mansplaining, and that was such a huge turnoff. A couple weeks ago, there was a guy that mansplained to me, and it's the first time this has ever happened to me, where a guy turns around and starts telling me how to do my business and how I have greatly disappointed him. And I don't even know this guy. I've talked to him for an hour and a half, like a year ago. Some guy that I met on LinkedIn, he's telling me how disappointed he is in me, and I'm like, okay, sorry.
Yeah. What is your favorite curse word?
My favorite curse word? I don't use it near enough because I know it's so strong in certain languages, but I really love the word bloody. Like when somebody goes, oh, I just bloody love that, or that bloody thing. I don't know. For some reason, the British just crack me up. So that's my favorite curse word.
What sound or noise do you love?
Well, the sound of my husband's voice. And then I also just love the nice sound of, just like a simple rain, or, just that water sound. That's really nice and peaceful.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Oh, what sound or noise I really, really hate? It is the kind where you're driving down the street and somebody has their bass on next to you, and it like it shakes my teeth. Like I can feel it in the roots of my teeth. It's horrible. That's when I really wish that I had something on my ears where I didn't hear it and I didn't feel it. Like you can even feel it. It's horrible. Anyway.
What profession, other than your own, would you most like to try to attempt?
I really like the idea of having a tour company and doing some tours, like offering some tours around the world. I've traveled to almost 30 countries and seen some fabulous sights, and I think creating those types of experiences would be pretty amazing.
That would be, yeah. What profession would you not like to ever do?
Work in a call center. Having to be there on time, call after call after call, and the pressure, that doesn't sound like fun to me.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I would like him to say, you did good.
Right on. Thank you for being with us today, Amy. And thank you for watching, and join us for the next edition of In the Studio with Calamity Jane, where we put another amazing woman from Las Vegas in the spotlight. Yay!